Blessy, one good question for you. Very famous, very important question. That is for all the children. There is one commandment for children. What is that famous commandment for children? Because that should not be forgotten by any of the child. Okay. Next, we go to Joel. Sorry. Very good. Please read that one. Exodus. ఎవరు చెప్పారా నువ్వు రికలెక్ట్ చేసావా? Some prompting or you told it from? Very good. Never forget that. All the children should remember this. What is this one? Exodus 20 and verse 12. Read it loudly. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth. In fact, it says, right? In Ephesians 6th chapter. Ephesians chapter 6 and 2 and 3 also. It says, honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise. So out of the 10 commandments, this is a commandment with also has a promise. What is the promise? If you honor your parents, your father, your mother, what happens? You will have long life. Verse 3 it says that it may be well with thee and thou mayest live long on the earth. Okay. So it is very important to honor, to obey the parents. Okay. Obeying the parents, there are many verses in Proverbs, and there are some which are also, which says if you don't obey, what happens also. So before we read the word, let us, before we go into the message, let us read one verse. The boys from first line, Joel. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 10.
My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
Now when the girls read it, it should be as my daughter. Okay, so my son or my daughter. If sinners or if any evil person entice thee, okay, what says? It says, do not consent with them. Okay. One more verse, chapter 4, the next verse, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Hear ye children, the instruction of the father, and attend to no understanding.
Hear ye children, it is commonly told for both, the instruction of a father and attend to no understanding. So, if you are hearing your parents, then you are trying to understand what is right, what is wrong. Many a times we brush off. Many a times. Okay, I have done in my childhood, and it is common. You will also do that. Okay. Just now when we were reading one of the verses, I just noted it. When we were reading from Proverbs chapter 20, let us turn to Proverbs chapter 19. Chapter 19, verse 26 and 27. Someone else.
He that hateth his daughter and chaseth away his
enough. He that wasteth his father, or he that does not take the advice of his father, he just takes it as simple, granted, unnecessary to hear. Okay. Chaseth away his mother. Chaseth away in the sense, it is more like the advice of the mother. Chalo. That is a very common thing. You have to understand. If the mother or the father are telling the same thing, advising the same thing, or instructing the same thing, it becomes irritating to us. Yeah, we don't like to hear that. Okay, so this word is telling, he that chaseth away the mother, okay, or he that does not want to hear, okay, it is a very painful thing. It would be bringing us shame, it will be bringing us loss, it will bring us a lot of trouble. Okay. So remember this word. If your mother, if your father is telling again and again, it is for your welfare. It is for your good. If it will become irritating to you, because why? Because we wanted to do our own way. We wanted to do things what we like, right? Hmm. So, but when the mother tells again and again, just we try to, that become very common. It's like this is become an instruction to our mother father. Don't talk to me or don't tell me again. It is enough. I have heard you. That becomes our attitude, right? So never do that. Okay, you cannot tell that I honor my mother and my father if you're not hearing your parents. Okay, your parents may not know as good English as you speak. Your parents may not know what you study. They may have studied only half of what you do. Okay, but I'll tell you, you honor your parents, your mother or father, all that you will do will be successful. Okay, you, if they are not able to understand, try to explain them. They will. There's one very severe word from Proverbs chapter 30. If we don't listen, if we don't listen, Proverbs chapter 30, verse 17. The eye that mocketh at his father and despiseth to obey his mother. Okay, a eye that mocketh at his father. Hmm? Understand? That is mocking. You may not mock at your mother and father just like you mock, make vulgar comments or unwanted comments on your friends. You may not do it at that level, but still, if you remember how many times you have taken the advice of your parents, you have taken the advice of your mother and father, that you have given it as little respect as it is, as though it is mocking. Okay, so if you mock, or if you despise to obey the instruction of mother, okay, the ravens of the valley will pick it out, and the young eagles shall eat it. So it is a very cruel thing, or meaning that things will be more critical. Don't think that, oh, when will the bird come and pick it? No. Try to understand. If you mock, okay, your mistake, however good you may want to do, it will fall flat and it will be a shame unto you. Just remember that one. Don't disregard your mother, don't disregard your father. Okay? Try to explain them if you feel it is right. But if you know that they are right, never mock, never use that. uh, Never do that part. It is as though as you are raising your voice at your parents. Remember that one. It is as though equal to saying, "Hey, shut up." It is equal to that one. If you are, hmm, what do you think of that? Never do that. God is watching you. Okay? Now, you may be a little angry about when I'm talking about this, but this is something that you have to remember for the rest of your lives. Because God says, if you obey your parents, if you honor your parents, you will have the best of your life. God will bless you, and He says it's a promise. It's one commandment which is with a promise. He will extend your days on earth. Okay. Now, for a small question, in the Bible there are few people who have been recorded as who have obeyed. Okay, there are many people who must have obeyed, but Bible has recorded the obedience of some people. Okay, so I will not ask. I will ask one person, or what was obedience this person showed. Okay, so let us first go to Blessy. Today you are giving good answers. Okay, Isaac obeyed his father. Isaac, right? His father, who? Ah, very good. Isaac's father Abraham. So he obeyed his father. When did he obey his father? Or what example in the Bible shows that he obeyed his father? ఇవాళ నా వెనకనే పట్టినాడు అనుకుంటున్నాను. You tell perfectly correct. I know. Tell. When did Isaac obey his father? Isaac, you know two stories, right? At least one story you know of Isaac. When he was brought to the mount, and he was, first thing is, when his father told, come, let us go to worship, and it was early in the morning, he got up along with his father to go to. First obedience, he started off with his father, right? So he showed the first obedience is he come. Walked how many days? 3 days they walked. After 3 days, or it was 3 days journey, then he tells the servants, you stay there, then we go to worship. Now Isaac, he knows what is worship, and on the way he asks his father, worship is burnt offering. Dad, the fire is there, the wood is there, and see his obedience. He is carrying the wood, which is sufficient to burn an animal. Is carrying. Okay. And see how obedience. Okay, like a servant, he carried the wood on his back, not like half of, or you carry half, I carry half. No, carrying and patiently making a conversation. Okay, not like okay. If we are given work, then we know what type of conversation. Even a father makes a conversation, we will not make a conversation, right? But here we see him making conversation. That the fire is there, the wood is there, but where is the lamb, or where is the animal for? Then he says, God will provide. Then after coming there, then Abraham must have spoken to Isaac and explained him, and then he must have willingly offered himself to be tied. It is told, some of the preachers or some of the Bible scholars, they say that Isaac would have been of the age of around 33. They take, because he is like of Christ, they say he could be of the age of 33, and at that age he could have not done all this, or all that obedience that he must have showed. Okay, right? So he showed his obedience in coming with his father, in carrying the wood, in also willingly obeying until death. We can say Isaac obeyed until death, right? So remember this part. Isaac obeyed until death. About Isaac, there is one more obedience. What is her name? Joy, Hannah. The questions that we are talking is, you missed out. She answered the first question that in Bible for children there is one commandment. What is the commandment? Honor your parents. And if you honor your parents, you will have long life. Okay. In that we are continuing. and there are many blessings. So we have just seen Isaac, how he had followed. The next obedience of Isaac. What was the next obedience of Isaac? I'm asking you. First obedience she has told. Isaac obeyed in one more thing. What is that? Shall we pass it to voice? Yeah. Your sister cannot tell. No, you tell. Isaac's second obedience. Next. Next. Very good. Search for? It was, he was obedient for his father. It was okay that his father chose his wife, right? Nowadays, everything, all the decision, it's not only about wife, huh? Any decision, whose decision? It should be my decision. It should be our decision only, right? We don't check with them, first thing. We don't take their consent. Even if they say yes also, it will be only for information, that's all. What happens now? We don't accept their, we don't leave it to them, first thing, because they are old people. They don't know, they are not educated as much as our, they don't know Singlish like us, we feel. Okay. Second thing is, we may ask them, how is our asking? It is with, we are very intelligent. Huh? Our asking is not requesting. You know, everyone has a phone. No? How does the asking happen? You see, mommy, everyone in my class has a phone. Why are you worried about it? You ask your mommy, I need a phone. You ask her. No, everyone has a phone. And you know, everyone has the latest phone, Samsung or this thing. So, you see, here, what is Isaac doing? He is obedient for the choice, for the selection, for the options, that is, okay, father, mother. So we have to remember that whatever we need, our parents know much better. Okay, and if it is very urgent, it is good to also ask them to make them know, but it should be a nice way of asking, not again putting conditions or putting comparing with others. Huh? And very importantly, try to remember when you ask something, if the mother or father says no, don't make a big issue of that one. Okay, I know it is very easy to say don't make issue, but it will benefit you. God will bless you. Okay, don't make a issue. Take it light, and they will remember that this is your need, and they will try to bring something much better for you. Okay, and even if they don't, also God will provide, or God will bring it up in a very nice way, very suitably. I'll give you one example. When Asher was in Sec 1 or Sec 2, he asked for earphones, the wired earphones. In near my house, there was a Pasamala. They keep that the exhibition, like, right, $5, $2, $3, all. Then while we were going in that shop, he said, "Eddie, we buy one." For some reason, I said, "Not now." I said no, and he also did not make any. He just left it also. I was surprised. I thought if he is making some more pressure, I would have bought it. But he also said he also agreed. I also did not think it necessary. But remember, what happened is, in a few months, he used to help the library. I don't know if you remember this all these things. He used to, after his school hours, he used to help. His habit was going to the library, sitting in the library reading. And at the end of the school, the librarian liked him so much that he helped the librarian in cleaning the books, I think, for the next year. And the librarian gave him all the leftover notebooks and the earphones, and you will not believe there are more than 100 earphones and are 40, 50 notebooks. All he carried, he is not able to bring that from that side of the road to this side of the road, carrying his school bag and 2 bags full of earphones and notebooks. One earphone that I said not necessary, God has given him hundreds. Okay, it was more than he can use also. Okay, it was so much that every 3 days it wire go, we throw it again. Okay, we used to give it freely. Huh? Bhaskar, Leela's brother also came. He also gifted to his some of it. I'll take some gift. Okay, freely came, freely give. Huh? So what I'm telling is, just obey your parents. You will have blessing and God will give you. So don't make a fuss when you are asking something it is not given. God knows. We are still going through the next one only. After Isaac. Now, Isaac, when he had obeyed, did he get into any loss? No. Right? So if we will, today's lesson is more about Isaac, but before going to, we look at a fast, the other people, a few that I have seen or I have remembered to make note, people who are recorded as who have obeyed. Next one, Joel. Jacob obeyed his parents. Don't tell me about he obeyed his mother in trying to do this. Other than that, okay. Other than that. Yes, yes. Okay, that's a very beautiful way. Good to see that you read. Try to read. The Old Testaments are very easy to read because it is story type, and they should give us much good lessons. Okay, let us turn to uh, Genesis chapter 27. You read, Joel, from 43 to 45.
Now therefore, my son, obey my voice and arise, speak out to Laban my brother to Haran, and tarry with him a few days, until thy brother's fury turn away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and keep for the great land which thou hast done to them.
Yeah.
Then I will send you
Enough. Here we see Jacob listening to his mother, okay, and following his advice, taking the blessing of his father, he goes. Now, though Jacob's, there are a lot of mistakes, or though his life is not that nice to start with, we say, because he deceived his brother, he deceived his father, he deceived all his everyone who was close to him. He deceived everyone. Okay, but yet what God says, in Jacob I have not seen any perverseness. Okay, all because God knows the heart, and God honors the people who obey, who honor their parents. Okay, if you see to Esau, his brother, before that we see that he already married, okay, Judith, who is again a wife, daughter of a Higgite. Okay. So we see that here it is different from the way that uh, both the brothers are there. So blessing came to the younger one, though he is not the firstborn, though his life is not very nice, yet God says, before Esau, I have already chosen Jacob. So God will bless you. You all that I humbly ask you is, you just obey your parents, you just obey your mother and father, and do not do away with their instructions. Okay, God will bless you. Okay, there are three instances we will look at these three people. who have obeyed their father and done their work. Okay, let us look to Asher, brother who have helped his brothers or taking the advice of his father or doing the work of the father. Three people. Father tells something, ready to help. Who are the three people? Asher. Ezra, come on, let me not pass this question to the small girls. They will tell easily. Three different people at three different times. I'm telling you, giving you so much. Huh? Young people, father told they have done the work. No. First thing, Ezra. No, don't tell David again. Huh? Joseph. His father tells him to go and see the welfare of his brothers. He goes. Something very similar. Another is David. Father tells, go and take the bread to the brothers. Okay. Now the third one I want you to tell is someone also went in the same type of work, but not with the bread and not for the brothers. ఇక్కడ upon father's advice, this person also goes. Yeah, you should be able to tell this easily. Huh? Saul went in search of the asses or the donkeys when they were lost, right? Now, to talk about Saul, God blessed him. He's the first king of Israel. You talk about David. Today we heard, huh? Though he was in a very lowly state, his brothers were in good, yet he took his advice of the father. He goes once he comes back home after a few months, taking the animals. Father tells, oh, you go, take this food to your brothers. Without grumbling, he went. God bless him. He is the most famous king to live on the earth. Right? Joseph, knowing that his brothers hate him. Yet he went in search of his brothers. Though he is not there, their brothers are not there. Someone tells he must have gone there. He also went there. So when these people go, or when these people obeyed, you see that they have been blessed much more. So where is the blessing? The blessing is in your obedience. If you obey your parents, if you listen to the voice of your mother and your father, okay, don't ever use that, that I should not hear, we should not hear that. Your parents should not hear that. Just remember that when you're telling that, it means you are telling on their face, I shut up. You just think that one. Do you want to do that? It is like that, and God is seeing you. I'm telling you that. Okay. Now we'll just quickly wind up with the story of Isaac. Isaac, two things in the life of Isaac that are worth mentioning. First thing we have already seen, he is someone who has obeyed his father, woke up early in the morning to walk with his father to a long distance, carried all the wood, and when his father must have explained, I think his father must have explained. Huh? Okay, it's not easy for Abraham, who is more than 100 years. Isaac was born at when Abraham was 100 years, right? And Isaac, I believe, is able to carry stack of wood to burn the animal. He should be nearly 30 years. I totally agree with that person who said he must be 33 years. at the ripe age. Okay, not a 12 years kid. Though it says lad, the father even my mother now she thinks I am still younger. Okay, when she talks to me, she still thinks I am still young because in our parents' eyes we are still small. Hmm. And whenever I talk, she will tell, don't shout at the children. Okay, she does not know how okay big they are. She always advises her, you don't harshly talk to the children. Okay, you talk very smoothly because for her, children and grandchildren are small babes. So Abraham, when he's calling a kid, so don't think he's a 12-year-old. Isaac is 12 years old. Don't think like that. He could be 30, 33 years. I will take that one. And at that age also, who is able to carry a stack full of wood to burn the animal, he could literally escape. But I think Abraham must have spoken, told about what God has spoken to him, and he must have offered willingly. So here we see Isaac as a obedient, okay, obedient unto death, or obedience unto death, or obedience unto whatever be the circumstances. So we should also be obedient. We should show obedience to our parents to the most extent. Second thing about Isaac, who can tell what is one of the most beautiful characteristic of Isaac? Anyone willing to give up? No quarrel. Huh? I wrote in my Bible. Huh? Okay. If you turn to Genesis chapter 26, I don't know, someone must have told and I must have written here. Don't quarrel, let go. Okay. So three characteristics. Huh? When we see, okay, if you see in Genesis chapter 26, we see that for the person for the person who obeys God's blessing, how it will be. Verse 12. Abby, read it loudly. 26:12. Loudly, loudly. Everyone should hear.
Then Isaac sowed in that land, he received and hundredfold God blessed.
Then Isaac sowed in that land and received in the same year an hundredfold, and the Lord blessed him. So remember, God will bless you hundredfold if you are an obedient child. Okay. This is God's blessing for all the children who obey. Next, we see his characteristics. Okay. Verse 15.
All the wells, others the wells, and you can see these
Verse 16, 17. Verse 18.
kill their needs,
19 and 20.
Isaac servants did and all their wells, that men are sleep, right with Isaac's the water is ours, and all the
So what happened? In all these places, wherever he went, people claimed that, oh, this is ours, and this is a spineless person, huh, who was not able to stand, say that this is what I had dug, this is my father's well, I redug it. You people, you close it, I redug it. And it's my, he did not have a spine to talk to them. What he did? Close, he just left them. Go to other place. Again, the people claimed, oh, this is ours. Again, he left. Right? What happened? He left. What would be our condition? You want to leave, people will be there to provoke. You are really a spineless fellow. They will tell, and for to satisfy them also, we will have to claim that one. But take the life of Isaac. Okay, he is someone who believes that it is God who will give, and where there is strife, there will not be any blessing. Remember this thing. Okay, he said, and the herdmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdmen, saying, the water is ours, and he called the name of the well Isaac, because they strove with him. And they digged another well and strove for that also, and he called the name of it Sitna. So there will be lot of times when we come into the situation of Esek and Sitna, where there will be lot of strife. But he did not stay there. Out of strife he moved out, and here we see verse 22. And he removed from thence and digged another well, and for that they strove not, and he called the name of it Rehoboth, and he said, for now the Lord hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. What he said? How did that sentence end? Read that sentence. Verse 22. What is the last sentence? Repeat again loudly. We shall be fruitful in the land where there is no strife. He says, and the Lord hath made room for us. Now we shall be. Okay. So this should be something that we should understand. Okay. Do not try to uh, get irritated. Do not try to get uh, taken up by the words of others. But as like Isaac, okay, I wrote this thing. Don't quarrel. Let go of things. Don't give up. What is don't give up? More than once, huh? 2 times, 3 times. He does the work. Someone else comes. He does not get disappointed. Leave it. Without leaving it up, again goes to the next place. Again works hard. So without giving up, again striving. Huh? Without giving up, again working hard. Okay. And the last thing is that shows the march of faith. Okay. So march of faith, which does not give up and which does let go when there is strife. So remember this characteristic of Isaac. This man who had implicitly obeyed his father, obeyed until death, we can say, okay, until death, okay. That situation will not come to us, but as much as possible, try to obey your parents, try to honor your parents, try to take the advice of your parents, try to seek the counsel of your parents, try to inform what you want to do, okay. Try to inform and ask, this is what I want to do, this is a, don't say, don't just inform and go away, okay, I'm going there. That is not asking permission, huh? Okay, so let us remember that as children, if we obey, honor our parents, it is we are honoring the Lord God. Okay, don't tell that I honor God, I love God, if you do not obey your parents, if you do not give heed to the voice of our parents. So remember this. This is a thing which we should never forget in our lives. Okay. However big you may be tall. Your mother may have to look at you like this, huh? But still, it is not like I'm telling it for you, but it is something that it is a blessing. Huh? It is for you, a blessing for you. Remember who? Isaac, because he obeyed the blessings he had. Jacob, because he obeyed, the whole nation of Israel is on his name. Huh? Israel. Joseph became next unto Pharaoh because he obeyed. Okay. Saul, because he obeyed. First king of Israel. David, the best king of Israel. Okay, the whole world recognizes. Okay? So let us remember that when you obey, there is blessing from the Lord. Let us come down to prayer.